Well, Mr. Squirrel, I'm going to put you in a have-a-heart trap. Yes, I am. Okay, or let's see if we can do something with the power series. We're going to use a power series to solve the differential equation y double prime plus y equals 0 near the point where x equals 0. And you may recall this one is just a cosine theta plus b sine theta, but let's see if we can come up the same thing using the power series. So assume a solution of form like this, like a power series, and find its second derivative. Well, the second derivative would be 2a2 plus 6a3x plus 12a4x squared. You know, this is 2 times 1, this is 3 times 2, this is 4 times 3, this is 5 times 4. I think you see the pattern. Two derivatives. So that is our y double prime, and then added to our y function itself is just setting that equal to 0. And now what? So now what we have to do now is say our coefficients have to match. So a0 is the term with no x's out of this part, and 2a2 is the term with no x's out of this part. So 2a2 plus a0 has to be equal to 0. And the x terms have to be equal to 0, so 6a3 plus a1 has to be equal to 0, and 12a4 plus a2 has to be equal to 0, etc. So I think you can see how that's going to go. Anyway, our a2 is negative a half of a0 from this, and our a3 is negative a sixth of a1, solving this one. Our a4 is negative 1/12 a2, but remember a2 was negative a half a0, so if you multiply those together you get positive 1/24 a sub 0. A to the a sub 5, well, 20 a sub 5 plus a sub 3 is 0, so a sub 5 is negative 1/20 a3, but since a3 is negative 1/6 a1, we got positive 6 times 20 is 120, so positive 1/120 a1. And I think you can see we'll wind up with only two constants, a0 and a1, if we go ahead and continue on the same fashion. So we've cut down our two constants just as we hoped. Remember, this is the second order, so we only wanted two constants. So we get a0 plus a1x minus a half a0 instead of a2, x squared minus a sixth a1 instead of a3 times x cubed plus 1/24 a0 times x to the fourth minus 120th a1 times x to the fifth, etc. But factor the a sub 0 out of this term, this term, this term, and what would go further, we got a0 times this expression, and factor the a1 out of this term, this term, this term, we get a1 times x minus x cubed over 6 plus x to the fifth over 120, and you should recognize it right away. Wow! This is just a sub 0 times the cosine of x, that's what this is, plus a sub 1 times the sine of x, that's what this is. I don't have it written, but this is 3 factorial, this is 5 factorial, this is 2 factorial, this is 4 factorial, and I think you can get that, and you should understand that already.
Can we see another one?
Yeah, okay, but before I show you another one, remember the characteristic equation would have been m squared plus 1, which has two solutions, m equals plus or minus I, and hopefully you can see that's why we would get this same solution with some other method.